Hey everyone, welcome back to this channel. This is Dr. Meghana Dikshit. This channel is all about helping you grow out of your comfort zone and achieve the success, the ultimate success that you are looking for. Today's topic is for understanding how can you recognize your pattern, how can you release your patterns, and how can you regenerate or recreate your patterns. I'm talking about the pattern in your brain. See, every one of us have a certain pattern going on in our brain that keeps us where we are or that allows us to go where we want to go. Now, a lot of people come and ask this question that how do I recognize what pattern do I have? Now you see, last video that I had done, I actually spoke about two of my clients and I told you how they were understanding, there were similarities in the outcome or the results that they were seeing in their life, and the patterns were pretty similar. So in my opinion, what needs to be done to recognize your pattern is the best possible way I'm going to tell you right now is take out your book and the first thing in the morning, preferably you sit down and just start writing all your thoughts in the morning, like everything that pretty much is there on your mind. Like you don't have to talk about, see right now you don't have to write about what your day you want it to be or what you want to do in the day. No, not like that. When you wake up in the morning, what are the first thoughts that you get? Now I'll tell you, this is a very effective process, because the first time that I did this process to understand why am I not able to reach a certain level, I did it about 7-8 years back the first time, and I used to wake up in the morning at 4 o'clock even before anybody would wake up, and even before my day starts I would wake up at 4 o'clock. I was pretty much like, I used to wake up and I would shower and sit down so that I don't feel sleepy. And I used to sit down and I used to just write, like, write till I would feel that now there are no thoughts, that there is a blank slate. Maybe if you have been through a lot of traumatic experiences or certain things that you may have gone through in your life, maybe initially you will have hours of writing coming out or minutes of writing coming out. For me, it was basically, when I started this process, I used to write for at least an hour or so. Like there was so much happening, like, I was blaming my situations, I was blaming the people in my life, I was blaming why my life is not where it should be. And after a while, when I kept on writing continuously, then when I started looking back at those writings, like it took me quite some time to do it, maybe it will not take that much time for you, but after a month or so, when I started looking back at those writings, they were so repetitive, and I realized that what am I saying and why am I saying? Now see, this is the story of my life that I'm writing down. I wrote it for a month at least, okay? And this is a story when I'm writing down, think about it. Okay, imagine that your mind is 95% on autopilot and 5% it is conscious. So 95% of the time in 24 hours, I was telling this story to myself again and again. So I was telling myself the reasons and the excuses that my life is not where it should be. So if you haven't watched my video before on the pattern recognition, I suggest that you go watch that video. I'm going to put the link in the description below. So if you want some sort of a backlink or understanding why am I doing this video, what is this whole pattern recognition about, so please go and do that. But coming back to the point of recognizing what your patterns would be, the easiest, I'm not saying it's the maybe it's a simpler way, maybe not easier, because all you have to do is you have to sit down every single day and start writing. And the moment I started looking at my own patterns and I recognized what I'm writing, that's where my journey of releasing them began. So the point 2 here is, once you recognize your patterns, you recognize your story, now for you it is important to you start releasing that story which is not helping you. Because if you keep telling yourself that why your life is where it is, and you're so emotionally attached to that story, and you're blaming people, you're blaming situation, obviously there's so much emotion going on there, and emotion is nothing else but energy in motion. We all know that now. When energy in motion, you're actually putting all your emotion in that kind of action. So I would have situations in my life, I would have people in my life, they would actually make me believe by their actions that they are not there for me. But if you look at it, when I was writing my stories, it was all about how people have betrayed me, how people don't support me, how people don't love me, how I'm feeling that, I'm not worthy of their love, stuff like that, which is, total something that has happened from the past experiences, and I was carrying it on continuously. The moment I wrote this down, and I then realized that I must release this story. So how do you release your story? Now, once you've written down, first thing will happen is when you continuously write it, you'll get bored of your story. Believe me, you'll get bored of your story. You'll feel, oh my God, I'm saying the same thing again and again. I'm writing the same thing again and again. So first thing will happen to you is you'll get bored of it. You will get so bored of it that now you would willingly want to change it. Because now you see it every single day, on every single page, it's the same thing written. So then, you will willingly want to change your story. So how would you do it? Now, there are various methods that you can look at, this changing your story. So the first method I'm going to tell you is your conscious method, where you just look at your story, you read through your story, and you can consciously actually look at every sentence that you write, and you start writing yes, maybe, or no. Maybe some things that you write, I'm not supported enough in my life. I've never supported enough. Now you look at it and you consciously think of the experiences that you had in the past where you probably have got some support from people. Because in life, it's never like that you never ever got love, you never ever were supported, you were never ever, loved, or never ever comforted. Or no, it's not possible. In your life, if there are dark areas, there are also light areas. So find all the sentences that you write, that how much is truth to those sentences. Has it always been like that? If not, then just write no in front of it. Or maybe you can write, where was the possibility of exact opposite stuff happening in your life? Or when in the past it has exactly happened in the opposite way. So write down those experiences where you felt exactly opposite of your story that you're writing down. Okay? The third thing you can do is there are so many techniques that on energy level that are freely available on the Google, on the YouTube, that you can use emotional freedom techniques, you can use some emotional empowerment techniques, you can do some release techniques. There are so many such techniques that are available these days on internet that you can use them. But primarily your work on the energy level, that energy that you're carrying with that story, has to be done. Your frequency needs to be changed. So release the past that you're still carrying. So first is recognize what is the past and what is the pattern that you're carrying. Second is you release your pattern or release those thoughts. Okay, by consciously working on them, writing exactly opposite and telling this is happening. And the second thing, subconsciously. Because the conscious mind is only 5%. But the subconscious mind is 95%. So you got to work on your frequency, you got to work on your vibrations, you got to work on those emotions that are still carrying with you, which are unwanted emotions, which are not really helping you to grow in your life. So release them, find help, seek help, and take care of your emotions and release them. The third thing that you need to do, once you have recognize your patterns, once you released your patterns, or you at least have started releasing them, now the third thing comes is regenerate or recreate. Now how do you recreate or regenerate your patterns? Because see, once you emptied something, you need to refill it. You need to refill those patterns, otherwise you will seek the old patterns again. So consciously now implanting the new patterns is very important. So how do you do it? The simplest way would be, now create a roadmap to your success. So now start writing the story that you wish to have in future. So write the story of your future, but write it in present tense. So start writing things like, if you want to attract, or if you want to be in a loving relationship, then how does this loving relationship looks like, feels like? What do you hear from the partner, from your loving partner? or if you want to attract more money, or you want to have more money in your life, then when you have more money in your life, what all you're doing, what are the things that you're indulging into, what are the things that you're doing, which are the people that you're associated with, what kind of things are you doing? Probably you're starting your own business, or probably you're enjoying your luxuries of life. So what is it? If it is about health, then in future the healthy you, how does this healthy you look like? So exactly describe that in details, and then start writing it every single day. So I'm not saying you write write affirmations. What I'm talking about is writing a story. A story needs emotions. So add as many emotions possible in your story. Make it colorful, make it brighter, make it appealing. But all that you have to write is in present tense, not in future tense. Write it in present tense. So that's about how recognize, release, and your create your life is all about. So this 3-step formula, if you apply in your life, you will attract the ultimate success that you're looking for. If you found any value in this video, and if you really liked it, please hit the like button, give the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and maybe you can share it with your friend who would like to hear this today. Thank you very much.